variation you can apply. So with leaping crane, obviously after this back knuckle here and elbow, I know there's a snap, the neck snap here, and then a hand sword to the side of the neck, bridge of the nose to fine tooth, and here's the rip to the neck, scoop kick to the groin, snap kick to the back, front crossover stomp to the ankle, the right ankle, and then from there I cross over, hook kick, roundhouse kick, and then cross back out. Okay? So I didn't do that on the body because I'm right now just focusing mainly on the base technique without the extension. But I'm gonna do definitely the extensions on video as we progress this series. So I'm just trying to, share our ideas, share our art, share what we know, what we've been taught, what my lineage background is, coming up the ranks, and just teaching from learning my own drills, designing our own drills to working drills we've learned coming up the ranks. So I'm going to go over crossing Talon, right cross wrist grab. So I'm going to have her do it on me. So let's switch places, get a better angle here. So it's against a right cross wrist grab. And obviously if I'm grabbing her, I could be pulling her into a punch. I could be trying to manipulate her, just hold on to her aggressively. So what she's going to do as she steps with her left and anchors her elbow, she's going to wrap and pull me into this arm bar, okay? And that's going to instantly damage, and if not, hyperextend the elbow. At this point, she could take advantage by pulling my arm into an outward elbow and causing a damage effect of opposing forces at this point, okay? Now from here, she palms, claws the face, and rips. That's going to cause me to lift up. As it causes me to lift up, she's going to push me down with the back fist and then reorbit the arm and drop the inward overhead elbow to the spine. From there, she's going to palm the back of the head and then knee to the jaw and then cross out from there. Okay? So, being able to demonstrate this is, I'm going to go over some drills and stuff right now with the two. Alright, so she's going to do it fast.
Yeah! Yeah!
Okay? So, that's a portion of the drills there. Okay, I'm going to do it to her. So as she grabs my hand, there's two different ways. There's a couple variations that some people have been taught. Pinning and then using this idea here is not bad. I prefer this because I have better control, I have margin for error, I can slide and track, right? Now the key is, against someone really strong, I'm not going to lift my elbow up and do this. It's not going to work, okay? So what I got to do is, I anchor, so I pull my elbow to my side, and then I can wrap, okay? Now if her arm tends to bend, if she fights me and she bends her arm, I don't care, I'm just going to take advantage of this because now it becomes a shoulder. It becomes a shoulder break, a dislocation. So if she wants to dislocate her shoulder or she wants to break the elbow, it's her choice, okay, at this point. All right, pull her into the elbow, palm rip, get past, elbow drop, palm. I prefer to turn the head sideways. That way I don't eat her teeth. I want my knee full of her teeth, okay? The extension is, I get her, there's a wrist lock, down looping, switch over, knife edge, and then cross out. Okay, that's the extension for crossing Talon. Now the idea is this, she grabs me, obviously I can get her into a wrist lock here, pin, there's a little wrist lock area, boom. But I gotta be careful about that other hand. So really the goal is can I anchor my elbow, boom, in, and then strike this elbow over, and then slide in front of her leg, okay? Obviously here I can heel kick her, I can do all that good stuff, okay? But the idea of different drills for this, what's neat about it, is when you're in an arm bar, someone's not gonna stand there. They're gonna try grabbing your leg, they're gonna try to manipulate the body. So if she has me, and I got her to here, okay? Let's say for example, she wants to get in front of my leg. This is one fun drill. I just get right back in front. Okay, right here, right back in front. Apply the pressure. At this point, like a pulley, my elbow comes up, it's anchored, my hand is here. Alright? just enough where I can pull her into this outward elbow. Boom, at this point. It's a few drills we can do. Crossing Talon at this point. So working this, boom, rip, boom, bam, rip, boom, rip, that, over, knee, okay? They have all these different techniques. They have all these different variations to it, but like I said, my thing is just, if it works, it works. That's how I see it. It has to be logical, it has to be practical, right? But crossing Talon's a good way to show you that you don't need strength, it takes leverage. It takes the anchoring of the elbow, it takes point of origin. Let's say, for example, she grabs, and let's say as I'm anchoring, she releases. Okay, so that's the one thing. So I go here, she releases. At least this is blocking. This hand is ready to come up. All right, it's ready to check, it's ready to strike down, and then from here I have this hand maybe ready. All right, so I have, there's different variations. You can check here, and what's neat about that, let's say we have leaping crane. So she grabs me, and let's say, you know what, I'm gonna go for the, she grabs me, and if I'm going for the crossing Talon effect, she lets go, and I check, punch, and as I punch, if her arm tends to want to pick up, there's leaping crane. At that point, there's leaping crane. So I can jump into leaping crane, obviously I can graft into it. But just keep in mind, it's just different variations to this. That would be like a fun little drill. But that would be more of a what-if based concept, right? But Kenpo should be able to adapt to it, and that's the idea. But the idea is, she grabs me, it's like, I'm not gonna lift up, I'm not gonna circle my arm, I'm gonna anchor it back. And she grabs nice and tight, I'm gonna pull it in, and let's say she doesn't want me to pull it in. Well, my elbow and my body fuse. If this hand comes up, obviously this hand is ready. So at this point, it is ready to slide in at this point of contact. So when I have this idea of anchoring, boom, my body fusing, she's now taking my entire body with me. So someone is heavier that way. So if I grab her and I want to keep a hold of her and I don't let her step away from me, but let's say I pull her, she can go with it, and then she has it right into that elbow strap. Okay? There's a good point on being able to just fuse your body. And then again, my idea is here, boom, here's this. You could pin if you don't want those fingers to escape. I could care less, because as soon as I have this, I'm gonna take advantage. One other way you can do it, if some people start high, you rake down the tricep muscle with your forearm muscle and causes a nice little ripping action or grinding action to the back of the tricep. So there's little tips like that. Make it fun. Make crossing Talon enjoyable. And that's kind of what Kenpo is. The crossing Talon is nice. It's the cross grab. It's instead of a straight grab. And there's different variations we can do with that. So thank you very much, crossing Talon.